The National Park Services are made up over 400 sites, with 63 national parks, 87 national monuments, and 139 historical parks and sites. According to National Park Service's website, the latest data on recreation visit by year shows that in 2024, nearly 332 million people visited our national parks. But our national parks aren't just tourist attractions. They are an important part of American history. They provide wildlife with a protective habitat and allow millions of people to explore and create long-lasting memories within these historical landscapes. Maybe some of us have already visited a national park. If you haven't, I strongly believe that even just one visit can open your eyes to nature's wonders. With funding cuts creating staffing shortages, weakening wildlife protection and local economies, and increasing the need for public support to preserve our national parks, to understand why funding cuts are so important, we can first take a look at what problems funding cuts create. On February 14th of 2025, the Department of Interior laid off over 1,000 National Park Service's probationary workers, while another 700 took buyouts. That's 1,700 jobs lost quickly to budget cuts, including rangers, scientists, maintenance workers, and others who are essential to providing a great and safe experience to the millions of people who visit each year. A Forbes article published in May of 2025 by Suzanne Rowan Keller explains how Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency will continue to target the dozens of NPS grants for elimination in a cost-cutting binge that the Trump administration believes will save $26 million. Sadly, this is not the furthest extent this administration is willing to go to. Donald Trump's 2026 budget proposal recommends cutting $1.2 billion in NPS funding. $1.2 billion in funding represents nearly 40% of the agency's budget. This would be the largest budget in the agency's 109-year history. Keeping in mind that National Park Services are already struggling due to prior budget cuts, how is it okay to continuously drain our national parks when it holds such rich American history and it's so popular with so many people? Now that we understand the financial and staffing problems, we can examine how the cuts affects the parks and its surroundings. The Charleston Gazette's New River Gorge National Park article, published in August of 2025, highlights how national park challenges of a limited budget, an increase in vegetation, and the declining numbers of employees between 2010 and 2025. Many of these now vacant full-time positions used to be filled by veteran employees retiring, and losing veteran employees unfortunately means losing tremendous amounts of institutional knowledge. When national parks lose experienced employees, the effects extend beyond staffing shortages and begin to impact surrounding economies and local businesses that depend on tourism revenue. A PBS NewsHour YouTube video published in July of 2025 titled "How Funding Cuts to National Parks May Harm the Communities Around Them" explains how national parks help support the surrounding economy through tourism, recreational activities, and local businesses. For generations, West Virginians relied on coal mining in the mountains. Thanks to the tourism from national parks, another industry has grown in harmony with the mountains themselves. With continued funding cuts, national parks turn to nonprofit organizations, volunteers, and outside help to maintain park operations. One example of this is AmeriCorps. AmeriCorps is an outside source, helping the New River Gorge National Park with trail cleanup and maintenance assignments. Unfortunately, AmeriCorps was also affected by budget cuts, and pulled out many of its members from their assignments. As funding cuts and outside support continue to decline, national parks may increase difficulty maintaining trails, protecting wildlife, and ensuring safe experiences for its visitors. And lastly, because the budget cuts continue to be a problem, many people believe that public awareness and community involvement is now more important than ever. A travel website afar titled United States National Parks are at risk amid staffing shortages and budget cuts explains 6 ways that we can help support our national parks. The first is to be a responsible visitor. Pick up after yourself, stay on the trails, and be respectful. Secondly, spread out. Maybe visit other lesser known national parks. Number 3, donate to organizations that help keep parks thriving, such as the National Parks Foundation and Conservation's Alliance. Number 4, volunteer if you can. Through volunteer.gov, you can search by park or interest for single-day restoration projects or seasonal residencies. Number 5, support nearby communities. Spending at local businesses helps keep the money in their ecosystem. And lastly, speak up for public lands. Many of the challenges facing them are policy driven and require public engagement. You can contact elected officials in support of our national parks. Organizations like the National Park Conservation Association and Outdoor Alliances make sending pre-written letters to elected officials as easy as a few clicks. While the future of national parks remain unclear, there are still ways people can get involved to protect and support our important lands. In this speech, we learned about the problems caused by funding cuts, the effects the cuts have on national parks and the local communities, and ways we can support them. I suggest starting small by going out and hiking local trails when you can. See for yourself how peaceful and beautiful nature can be and why it's so important to protect them. Leading me to question, how American can we be if we are so easy to cut protections and support for American lands and refuse to fight for something that can't fight for itself?